This Pottycast will hopefully contain words or statements of obscene, pornographic, or immoral character. You have been warned.
Received dozens of emails from people that will listen to the podcast. The podcast.
Wow,
The
it is
podcast.
pretty much. Okay, so here's the deal. This week's a little short because sometimes we're a little scatterbrained in what we do. And what happened was is we had 3 phenomenal segments that we actually felt should have been expanded on more. So we gave you 1 raw from this week, and then we have 2 other topics that we're actually going to come back and revisit. So sorry, I guess you'll have to go beat off to something else for a little bit, but this is good. But the other talks will be even better with a little bit more time to work them out. Anyway, adios, motherfuckers. On to the show.
Oh, yeah, you can record. Fuck yeah, power on. Whee! Hey, guess what?
What's
It's fucking 62 this time, bitch.
It is. You've got it right this week. Okay. I have something that I'm very excited to talk about. And we're actually probably going to go into a very early potty break. There's a video that I need you to watch right now.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And
All right, did you send it to me?
I have not sent it to you, but I think I'm very late to the party on this. This is a video that was posted like 11 years ago.
It seems we're a little late to the party.
I think we're really late to the party, but for whatever reason, this video is making the rounds again. And it seems like it's maybe in the last few months has gotten more popular than it
Is it the
was.
alien autopsy video?
It is not.
Fuck! I was ready for that
it is
one.
The video for the song Taste the Biscuit. And
Oh,
I don't know if you're familiar with this. And I don't know if the people who are listening are familiar with this. If you are, consider yourself lucky that you're already in the know. If you don't know the song Taste the Biscuit.
Is this going to fuck up my algorithm in YouTube?
If you've never seen this before, do yourself a huge favor. Pause the podcast. Go to YouTube right now and type in the song Taste the Biscuit. Okay, so we're back. Curtis has just watched Taste the Biscuit for the first time. And so what do you think? Did it change your life in a positive manner?
No.
No?
No, because as I might have whispered out during the viewing of the video, A, what the fuck? B, I think we need to be able to bring the R word back out of retirement because, dude, what the fuck? Like, there are certain circumstances where there's one word that is perfect for that circumstance, and that happens to be right now.
I prefer to use the word genius for this video.
Well, one man's genius is a retired R word.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So what brings you back to this magnificent piece of artwork from 11 years ago? How does it show up in your feed? What do you watch? What does the AI lords think you're doing that you need to watch this again 11 years later?
I have no idea. Yeah.
What God.
No clue, but thank God this was brought into my life. I cannot. This song has got trapped in my fucking brain more. Like this song has been the most ultimate earworm that I've had in a really long time. I heard
think we should be doing a split 7 with them.
Oh my God, seriously. Toasters and Moose. And I mean, you can't get a better fucking band name than that. But yeah, I heard this for the first time last night, and I was blown away at the artistry of this song. It's just so, anybody who like is a fan of Ween and knows anything about sort of like Ween culture or whatever, like their music is considered like brown is what they call it, just that it's ugly, and you know, they just kind of they have some like gross shit in their music, like out of key type stuff and like bad chords, and just it sounds gross on occasion, and they call that brown. And I swear this song is like the brownest of the brown, and like they don't even know they're brown, but it's so fucking awesome. But yeah, anyway, so that song, I was just blown away by this song. It's just so great. And then I just woke up thinking about that song this morning. Like it just popped in my head. I was like, this song is so fucking catchy. Like I don't know what it is about this song, but it's so simple and it's just so crazily stupid, but it's awesome. And we were in Target earlier today. We ran into Target to pick a couple things up, and I had that song playing on my phone as loud as I could while we're like walking through Target.
And she didn't fucking slap you in the back of the head.
No, we were fucking both dancing to it. She's like addicted to it too.
Oh my gosh. Trish, what the fuck?
Yeah. So anyway,
I'll circle back, both of you. What the fuck?
I'm just really hoping that there's someone listening to the podcast who has not been blessed with Taste the Biscuit yet, and I could turn them on to that song. So you're welcome in advance.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was jumped on singing the Silver Spoons theme, but yeah, you have well, with positive walk away from that is you've shredded that being stuck in my head with Taste the Biscuit. Luckily, I don't know it enough for it to be jammed in there, but
yeah, just give it another listen or two. Cause it's just I was like, man, these people. My very first thought was these people have to be from Canada. Like I don't know, there was something about them. They look Canadian to me. And I don't actually know where they're from. I haven't really researched it. But yeah, I was like, that lady's only like 52, but she looks like she's 70 with her hairdo and shit.
So I'm trying to wean myself off of fucking social media, or at least like cut it in half.
Yeah.
But there was a post that Amanda saw. It had all these people who you thought were fucking old, like that played like Alice and like I think even like Mrs. Charlotte Ray from Different World or whatever the other thing was that she was with the girls. Facts of Life.
Okay.
Anyway, their actual ages, they were younger than us in most of the roles of the old people that they played on TV. I'll have to look in and find it. So it's very fucking depressing.
People when we were younger looked older than they do now, and I swear that is actually a thing. Like people,
absolutely.
Yeah, like when we were like 12, like someone who was 30 looked like they were 55 when we were kids. But then it wasn't just because we were young. It's like if you see pictures of those same people from that era, like they actually did look 55. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. Oh no, this is it. Like it was like they had like 6 famous. I assume Angela Lansbury was on it when she did Murder, She Wrote and shit like that. Like she's not that fucking old. Like none of the people that you thought were old are old, at least in that part of time that they are captured. They're fucking old now because we're talking about shit from our childhood, but they weren't old when we watched those shows.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like maybe like a lot of the hairstyles then weren't super flattering to like your face structure and it made people look older, or it's just that maybe like when there was a popular haircut a 35-year-old would also have a 70-year-old's haircut. There wasn't as much variety in hairstyles to like sort of pin you as like a certain age.
Is that why you find older women attractive?
I don't know. I would say that I kind of am all over the place with women I find attractive from, I don't know, 30 to 70.
30 to 70, it all falls in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lucky for me, 29.
29.
Or 28. We always argue about it. I always fuck it up and say 29. 28 is
gotcha.
the official age.
What is your reason for that?
Oh, that's her age.
Oh.
Look, you're like, no, that's not true. Oh yeah, are you gonna call her out and say it's not?
I mean, based on things that her and I have talked about, I was pretty sure that we are about the same age. So that would make her
Oh, sorry.
not 29.
Oh my god.
But
oh shit.
She definitely looks 29. I'll say.
Oh my god, you are such an ass kisser. You are fucking magical. I will learn from you someday.
Yeah.
But right now I shake my head in disbelief.
I couldn't get to sleep last night and I stayed up and I was watching YouTube and I don't even remember like how this even popped in my head, but I was thinking about the Cars.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna look up a Cars song and watch it. Like I haven't listened to them in a while, and I think we've talked about the Cars on here before, but they're probably one of my earliest influential bands who my aunt listened to a lot and kind of got me into. And other than Pink Floyd, like the Cars were probably my first introduction to a band with sort of like a heavy melodic synth influence. Like a lot of their songs were like pretty synth driven.
Yes.
And I don't know, there was something about those songs as a kid that they really resonated with me. And I still really love that band a lot. And I was up late last night and I was thinking that I couldn't really ever recall seeing live footage of them. And as much as I knew about their music, it's like, I don't think I've ever actually seen them play live. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like I can't sleep. And that would be something to look up. So I looked up some Cars live and there was this video of them playing. There's this German show that I think was from the 70s and the 80s called Music Laden. And I've seen some other bands play on this show before. So anyway, there was the Cars on the Music Laden German show.
Were they actually live or were they lip syncing?
No. So this is why I'm bringing this up. And this is like a perfect tie-in to what I was saying earlier about like Ween and them kind of considering themselves like the Brown sound. And I was like, man, I had no idea the Cars were sort of like as brown as what they are live. They're a band that their studio albums kind of don't do them justice of how much of a fucking killer kick-ass live band they are. I think that their records were really polished and super produced for the time. And I think that's sort of their songs were so well written that the overproduction served the songs really well and it made sense for them. But finally seeing them live, they are very much like Ween in that respect, where Ween sort of to me exists, and there's other bands like this. They exist as like two bands to me. There's the studio version of Ween, and then there's the live version of Ween. And those are like two very different bands. And I never knew this about the Cars till last night. And it's very true of them as well. How they sound on record is awesome, but seeing them live, I was like, dude, they have fucking attitude. And it's very, and I mean, I kind of knew they have like punk origins and stuff anyway, but like them live is way more punk than their studio records.
Which era of the Cars is this? Is it like was it Heartbeat City or before that?
This video, if I'm not mistaken, was from like 82. But they played like a 45-minute set list, and the songs were pretty varied from like the first couple albums. So I think 84 is Heartbeat City.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking for shits and giggles.
So anyway, I was like blown away by that. I didn't like kind of really realize how much they rip live. And like, honestly, watching that video, it was a master class in being a legitimate band. They were switching guitars because they literally were using the sound of that instrument to change the tone of the song they were getting ready to play. And it was very noticeable because their amps were very clean, but also like a little bit of distortion. So you really could hear the difference in the guitars when they would switch the guitars out. And I feel like maybe that doesn't happen as much anymore. Like switching guitars is just more of a looking cool thing, probably 80% of the time. But like the one song they started out playing like a Les Paul, and Rick Ocasek was playing like some weird Dean guitar. And then like 3 songs in, they both switched over to the Fenders, and Ellie playing a Telly and Rick was playing a Jazzmaster. And it really did sound so different when they played that one song. The song I'm in Touch with Your World is kind of like one of the it's like slower kind of song, and it has like weird effects in it. On the album there's like a weird like shaker sound, and there's like a whistle and a vibra slap, and the keyboard player replicates all those instruments in that song live. So he had this like little hand crank thing when the part would come in, and he'd like twist the hand crank, and he was blowing a whistle.
That is
So
awesome.
like everything was done with analog instruments. It wasn't even like some program shit on the keyboard. And I was mesmerized by this video. It was like so inspirational and got me so hyped. I was like, man, where are bands like this now? Like this is no wonder they were the level they were at, because they were fucking geniuses.
So I've never had that epiphany with them. Though I did watch, and it drove me nuts because I once again, we know I'm not a big Fender person, but when we did Duran Duran, he was swapping between a Les Paul and a Strat.
Yeah.
Their guitar player, to get the different sounds for different songs. And I was like, it was an eye roll, but I get it. And then in the tones and stuff, I have my things I don't like. But to your point, I think if like the Police would be my like in the same ballpark as that. Like if you listen to like,
I could see that.
Like I had the box set, or I'd borrowed the box set from somebody, and there was like one song where there was the live version and the or they had like 2 live songs, but the one song was actually in the play or on the CD as well. And the fucking live version like just fucking tore ass and was phenomenal. It was like, that's really what I would like to hear or see, versus like this, like everything's been pulled back, slowed down, and kind of massaged. It's like, I don't need a massage.
I'm of the belief that both can coexist, and they each have their merit. But I don't know. I think I just grew up hearing the polished version so much. It's like in my head, that's what I sort of was expecting live. And then when it was just like way more raw and like honestly like kind of aggressive than I thought they were even capable of, I was like, whoa, like I was just thoroughly blown away. I really was kind of speechless. I was like, I had no idea they had so much grit.
Yeah, I would never put the Cars as that, but I guess there would have to be a tie-in for like Rick Ocasek to produce Rock for Light. Like there's some sort of tie-in there that I think their public face was definitely a lot different than the people who saw them at least coming up, and doing those early shows.
Not everybody's cup of tea, but he did produce one of the greatest sounding albums of all time, the Weezer Blue record.
I know that it's not everybody's cup of tea, just from our text exchanges, But I like that. That fucking album's awesome.
That is maybe one of the most perfect examples of a producer seeing the magic in something and like really knowing how to portray it correctly.
I agree. I thought it was kick ass. Like I do. I know, Tommy. I'm sorry that you have a plain form somewhere ready to go. But what I'm saying is, I like the Blue album. And like I guess some of the songs I hear are fine. It's just not my ball of wax anymore. Like I
Yeah.
like some of it, but I don't. I mean, it's definitely nothing I'm going out of my way to listen to.
You really nailed it with the Police, though, because I was trying to think of other bands that sort of the live version of the band maybe transcended the studio version to a kind of a different level. And I like the Police, but I've never been like a huge Police fan. But I definitely think that's a good call, and that they're sort of like a separate entity. Like there's studio Police and then there's live Police, and there really is a difference, definitely.
Right. Well, especially early days. It's Next to You was the song. And it was like the Next to You version, like the produce is but it was like holy shit. Actually, both of them are with the Man in the Suitcase. It's just like they changed the tempo to a point where I to me it addresses a live crowd versus sitting in a studio writing a song. Like they're looking for that fucking recognition, getting them booty shaking. That's what the goal was. It wasn't, to have this sweet sounding thing, at least to me, in my humble opinion or
Yeah.
opinion. I don't know if it's humble. Not always. Okay, so now I'm gonna throw you a fucking curveball because this kind of falls into my back question that I had. Why are when we discuss like our kind of music and what we listen to, and Ramones Camp versus Sex Pistols, why do we bypass some of the other bands or other four bands in the forefront that you know were very influential as well, or people, because like Iggy Pop existed in that fucking world. Think the Germs were late to the game, but it's just when everybody says Black Flag, but like Germs were around. Nobody's getting, like, there's bands that don't get the same amount of street cred that others do. Was it the longevity? Because I mean, I don't know if that's the right answer, but I had like the Germs, like X is like nobody talks about fucking X. They've been around for fucking ever and they're awesome, but it's like nobody's like that's on my fucking Mount Rushmore, even though they've fucking put the time in and done what they've needed to do. So why do we bypass some of those fucking, I don't even know, they're contemporaries, but they don't have the same, they didn't get the same amount of credit for maybe doing the same amount of work, if not more.
Yeah, I mean, I can honestly say, like, just for me personally, that would just be mostly just my taste in music, and that neither of those bands really did it for me. Even though, like, I like some of their stuff, they're just not something that ever really grabbed me or caught me as catchy enough to stick with it. And I like, unpopular opinion, I know, but honestly, I've never really dug the Germs that much. Like they're okay, and I definitely like some of their songs, and I don't dislike them, but never caught on for me. I don't know. I didn't get it, and I feel like their legacy of band is just completely overshadowed by all the drama with the singer anyway.
Yeah.
So they've just basically gotten reduced to like a rock and roll casualty story. But I'll even, and like X is cool, but also just didn't like love them. And I mean, honestly, I would say a band that to me, I mean, and this band was popular and maybe kind of apples and oranges a little bit because you're mentioning like Black Flag and stuff like that. But I would say a band that didn't get maybe the acknowledgement they deserved was the Buzzcocks.
That's a good one. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I loved them, and I feel like they definitely were popular, but maybe aren't in the conversation as much as some of the bands you're kind of like referring to.
Like Sham, like they've been around for fucking ever. What is 7 Seconds is covering your fucking song, and their album's 84, I think, is when The Crew came out. I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It was one of those I wrote down because we were having a conversation, I think, early on about the comps, like a couple episodes ago, and there are like fucking key bands on there that just, you just gloss over. It's like, yeah, they were on fucking rap music for rap people, but they just never got the same buzz to them. I don't know. It was just a question. Just a question there, Tex. Don't get all pissy.
All right. Well, everybody out there, taste the biscuit.
That's what I got for you. Baltimore style. Taste the biscuit, Baltimore style.
That's the noise you make when you taste the biscuit.
That's the noise you make while you're watching the fucking video. Oh, my Lord.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you people next time.
Adios.
Later.
This Pottycast was brought to you by Potty Mouth Records. Contact us at pottymouthrecords@gmail.com and find us on the web at pottymouthrecords.rocks. That's .rocks.
That was way better than I expected.
That's one of the best parts. That they had me at that.